16-man international field for the World 9-Ball Pool Masters in Blackpool. Already, though, the reigning European Masters champion Daryl Peach out. Germany's Ralf Suke still to play, one of the favourites. The former World 9-Ball champion Takeshi Okamura is through to the last 8. The US superstar Mike Massey has joined him in the quarter-final stages. Sweden's #1, Tom Storm, a former European champion, he also won his first round match. And Vincent Faquet of France making up the international field, a winner in round 1. Among the snooker stars still to play, 6 times world champion Steve Davis, and the man who pulls the crowds in every time he plays, Jimmy White. The rules are pretty simple to follow. The players just have to pot the balls in numerical order. The man who sinks the 9-ball wins the rack. It's the best of 3 sets. Each set the best of 7 racks. Already through to the last 8, Tom Storm, who put out the reigning European Masters champion, Vincent Faquet, who KO'd the UK #1, a good win for Tony Knowles, Mike Massey flying the flag. And in the bottom half of the draw, Takeshi Okamura taking his expected spot in the last 8. It's an all-England lineup coming up now. Richard Brompton has represented England. He's a runner-up on the UK tour. His opponent, Steve Davis, a highly respected pool player. In the commentary box, Sid Waddell and Chris Carter. Waiting, though, our MC, Alan Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another match in the Interplay 9-Ball World Masters. Can I ask you to welcome first a flamboyant young star, 2 years a professional, who's qualified for England's pool team, a runner-up on the UK Tour and the Jersey Open. He is the current Hanson Surrey Open champion, making his television debut. Will you welcome, please, Richard the Smiler Brompton! Opponent from the world of snooker, a household name and a legend of whom the sport will never see the like. Done it all and won it all is the only way to describe the incomparable 6-time world champion, Steve Davis.
Well, here he is, lean and mean, Steve Davis, who in fact would like the song the band brought us in on, the Wildcats, about rocket music. He's into soul and blues, got one of the world's best collections of such music. And he's up against the Smiler, Richard. Brompton. Richard. And Brompton gets the lag. And if he's called Smiler, I can't think why.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, this is what he...
Richard Brompton's won the lag. We'll break. First rack, first set.
Well, it's called Smiler because this is what he looks like when he's chipped. I'd hate to wonder what happened if somebody dropped sand on his chips. And you'll notice, first time in this competition, this is the 6th episode, 6th match in the first round. Chris, this use of the the glove on the bridge hand. Why is that?
Well, it's an American tradition, and you know, it's if it works for them, a lot of European players think it will work for them too. Makes a much cleaner cue action.
Is it for a loop?
Smoother.
Is it for a loop or a normal knuckle bridge?
Either any. It's control of the cue.
Great. So here's Davis looking at the yellow one. He's looking for safety there, I think. I don't think that was a putt, but he's stuck it up.
He's 28 years of age, Richard Brompton. Comes from Whitchurch in Hampshire.
Trainee assistant pub manager, beg his pardon, at the Prince Regent. And
Dad's the manager.
There you go, but the nepotism going on down there in the south.
Oh, we'll drink to that.
After the purple 4 here. I don't know how he was thinking of putting it there. Funny kind of shot that, Chris.
Well, again, I think this is an example of the fact it's his first televised appearance, and it's amazing what effect those cameras have on players, isn't it?
And you notice he's got 2 cues there, his brake cue and then his potting cue. Davis has walked out with just the 1 stick, so that's either miserliness or supreme confidence.
Yes.
This is the opening rack. Opening set. First to get 2 sets is the winner, and first to get 4, you can win the set. You've got to go 2 racks clear.
Well, the MC quite rightly introduced Steve Davis as 6 times world champion, but he's now incorrect. It's 7 times world champion, because Steve's part of a successful pool team world championship winning squad earlier this year.
That in Hong Kong?
It was indeed. Do you want to go for the final part of the question?
Yes.
What was the final score? I'm sorry, time's up. The Holiday Inn Barbados has gone.
So, nicely placed to take the first rack here, Davis. It's a little bump to give him a nice little angle. Bottom right with the 9. Cue the music, maestro.
Here he goes. Steve Davis then opens the scoring in the first set, going 1 rack to 0 ahead. His opponent, Richard Brompton. And this is the 9 ball. Steve Davis just sweetly putting it away. He goes ahead in the opening set.
And that team, 4-man teams in Hong Kong, wasn't it? Taking on the States, and I think the Far East teams. And Jimmy White was also a member of the team. We'll get to see him.
And Ralph Souquet
in this series. Ralph Souquet is coming up in a week's time.
The second rack. Steve Davis to break.
Steve Davis then to make the break, just using 1 cue for making the break and for general play. Wind himself up, good break. 9 ball not going anywhere. White ball heading towards hoping the red ball in.
Let's have a quick look at Davis's style then. You see his head a foot away from the cue. Not like most English players, much lower, so I bet Davis now in his style has been working on that American, because the Americans' chins are usually 2 feet above the cue to get more back and shoulder power and even neck muscle power into the break.
And in typical fashion, Steve Davis playing it safe, putting his opponent under pressure. And, well, he got out of it, but only as far as giving Steve Davis a nice, easy shot. But it's the blue ball next.
Blue 2 is the next ball in the sequence. Should have get it easily. It's top left pocket, foot from the pocket. Not to be confused with the purple 4, which is at the opposite end of the table, and gives us some of us aging commentators eye problems. So this should be an easy cut in on the blue, on the blue 2, and he's got to come around the angles. He's going in off, I think.
It's going in.
Foul. Scratch.
Well, sad mistake. A fairly easy pot. Misses the pot and scratches at the same time. Ball in hand, anywhere on the table.
And that's very,
it's going to scratch as well.
Well, foul. Scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. It's not smiling over that one. They're both not aware, Chris, of how fast even easily played balls run on this blue beers. No nap at all.
No, well, we know it because we've seen the previous 5 matches, but the practice table is nowhere near as quick as this one, and I think it's only until you actually get on the table that you find out, to your cost or horror, just how quick it is, as you say.
Nicely placed on the orange 5. Green 6 next, along the rail. Well, we've heard that, I see one of the Americans says that the Russians are a bit dead. Well, it certainly doesn't affect the rail shots. It's very, very seductive to the ball played along the rail. And
so here we go. Steve Davis then, 1 shot away from going 2-0 up, and down it goes. Steve Davis there, moving on smoothly in the opening set, opens the gap still further.
Thanks, Davis fed very well suited Jimmy White, who we're going to be seeing in a later program in this series.
Third rack, Richard Brompton to break.
Well, let's have a look at his break. Didn't get anywhere near the power of, say, Okamura, the Japanese guy we saw last night, who was hitting the ball at roughly 24 miles an hour. Yeah, watch this. Yeah, you see some of the top Europeans and Americans, the follow through with the cue is another foot over the table. It is a very tricky thing to master, the lateral and then a twist at the end of the cue. It's a very unusual movement to do with any precision. The one is hovering, it's yours, bottom left. And
another point to notice, of course, sadly, is that Richard once again got no movement on that 9-ball stationary. Cue ball didn't go too far, but 9-ball didn't budge too far at all.
Davis giving himself problems here. He has not got an obvious route to the blue 2. Now the blue 2 is next to the red, so having to put a bit of side on to bring it off the far rail. Now I would go for what they call in Yorkshire a bony rubble. Blue 2 across the table. Or use what I would call the intermediate ball. You can use the ball, the low ball, which you have to hit, in that case the 2, to pot other balls, and you stay in play. That was a bad miss there.
I think the nerves are still playing a tremendous part in this match. Steve Davis, of course, smooth, unruffled. This lad, first time in a televised competition, just beginning to show sign of nerves. Or perhaps I should say continuing to show sign of nerves.
Chris said qualified for the England pool team. Is that 9-ball or 8-ball in Brompton's case?
Would be 8-ball, I think.
I think he's shown the signs, maybe, and I'm not being hypercritical, a lot of 8-ball players trying to adapt to this game don't realise that the pockets are that much bigger. There's problems going in off. But also, I'll echo, the bays plays very fast, at least twice as fast as most green fluffy bases you get in your average boozer. orange in beautifully, and
you have this sneaking feeling that Richard Brompton's going to suddenly find himself one set down before he's even got his breath back from the walk down the stairs.
That's right. And Davis 2 balls away from a 3-zip lead opening set.
And for Steve Davis, the interesting thing is this has been at a fairly brisk pace. There we go. Steve Davis. No problem at all. Steve Davis goes 3 racks to 0 up in the end.
The first set, Steve Davis to break, leading by 3 racks to 0.
Yeah, you see, look, he's worked out how to get maximum body power in when some of the youngsters' chins 6 inches higher than that, and the 9 wasn't far off, Chris.
It wasn't, and well, it's a little bit unfortunate, Richard, is because that yellow ball, the 1 ball, is just a little too close to that black ball. Here's Steve Davis's break again. Lots of power into that shot. The 9 ball rolling down towards that bottom right pocket. Nothing going in. And in the meantime, a push out by his opponent. Oh, sorry, not a push out. I think he made contact with the yellow and then rolled behind the black. If it had been a bit further out from that black, I think Richard could have had a go as a plant onto the 9 ball, but...
Well, there is a possible plant. It's a hell of a shot, 1 to 9 here. It has to be a 10% kiss. No, I don't think he's going for it. He's going for the straight pot.
Yeah, well, because the red ball is after the blue, and that could give him a nice plant. He's having a look at that. So blue next, the 2 ball.
Sitting over the top left. Now here is the shot Chris was talking about, the red 9 plant. So he's trying...
No, I think it's straight. He's going to go straight through. He's not bothering with it. If he'd been brave, he might have had a go. You and me would have had a go, Sid.
Yeah, but we're big and daft, kid. Wants the orange now. So they're nicely placed. Because I remember, I keep saying to all you 8-ball players, these balls looking near the rail would be dead balls on an 8-ball table, just smaller. But they're not here. This is a fairly open table. Should open his account, taking it to 3-1.
In fact, in many ways, it's a bonus to have them on the rails.
Exactly, yeah. Exact point. If you're in the pub playing 8-ball yellow and red balls, once they get near the cushion, you know that the cushion will bounce them off. These cushions almost magnetize the ball. I'm not mixing any metaphors too much. Can you magnetize ivory? Or whatever they're made of now.
So this to pull 1 back, and Richard Brompton does exactly that. He now trails 3 racks to 1 in the opening set. But Steve Davis still looking set to take the opening set. He needs just 1 more rack.
The 5th rack in the first set, Richard Brompton to break, trailing 3 racks to 1.
So there's a bit of fresh air between the 2 of them here. Davis got 2 racks ahead. And if he got this one, and a bit of that could be an encouraging sign for him, Chris. He got it to move about 18 inches in the right direction from the break. That's the 9 I'm on about. head could do with being a bit further up to get more power. See, there's not... If your head is 2 feet above the cue, you've got twice the normal distance to use your arm power and shoulder power in the shot like the Yanks do. The brake's so crucial in this.
Well, it's not just the Yanks. You just watch Ralph Suke when he appears a little later in this tournament.
And the Japanese Ukamura from last week. I meant American style brake. I think it's developed.
Yeah, sure.
To the extent that there's a kid called Francie Bustamante in the States now who can hit the ball at 30 mile an hour, and he's only about 9 stone. Well, that was a good strike, but he left what should be a doddle on the red. Purple 4, sitting sweetly, bottom left. Oh, that was, it made the right toes of that.
And the red ball goes down.
Purple 4 now. Davis looking to take the first set here. Once the orange needs position. Probably off the left cush if you look at it now. Want the long angle to get the green 6.
And for most people who know Steve Davis's snooker play, this is almost hurricane standard, isn't it, really? He's fairly hurtling round the table.
Round 7, bottom right. Right. This has to be weighted perfectly because he's got to get within 18 inches of the bottom rail. Let's see how he does it.
So Steve Davis then.
Oh, look at that.
All the way.
Brilliant.
From the first set, rolls it in, no problem whatsoever. Steve Davis.
Controls the whites brilliantly over 15 feet. Just watch this. Makes the strike, knows exactly the 2 angles he needs to use his cush to land it on the eye of a caterpillar. Brilliant.
Thank you, gentlemen. Your lag, please, for the second set.
Lagging then to see who's going to have the break in the second set. And it's going to be Steve Davis.
Steve Davis has won the lag. Will break. First rack, second set.
Winds himself up.
That break, brilliant, because he has mastered the spinal stab, which isn't in any snooker or billiards textbook, in rhythmic cueing. It's a stab in the last foot of the swing down of the cue. It's so important to get the power into the pack. And the line will not move from the middle. Newton, all the rest of the lads, to Einstein's laws of physics. You can't get the 9 out without power. Red 3. Purple 4 is slightly tricky for him. It's working out. Well, used power nicely there to make... Oh, look at that again, the control.
It's almost as if this Steve Davis chap had played this cue game before, isn't it?
Well, he's very cerebral with whatever he tries, from soul music. See, the power is used only in this game. Anybody who goes and whacks pool balls around is nuts, because you've got to use the power only when you need it. There's the 4 away. Once the Marifat green here. Let's roll along. Can even touch the cush near the knuckle. Didn't bother. Rounding off the top cush for the black. And he's potted plenty of blacks in his time. He could do that with his eyes shut, using his granny's broomstick, as my friend Jeffrey Boycott would put it. And here goes the 9 ball.
Second rack in the second set. Richard Brompton to break.
Well, he's had little to smile about so far, Smiler Brompton, nor have his fans. Bit of nerves in the first 3 racks. And no development at all on the 9. We're not being optimistic. The golden break, we've seen several, about half a dozen in this tournament, where the 9 goes down straight from the break. And others where it's developed to 15 inches away from the middle spot. You see, watch the yellow with the stripe in the middle, the paler yellow. Didn't get a bad distribution of the other balls, but the 9 hardly rocked. Davis in play. And what's the blue 2, top left? And watch his positional play here, which up to now has been immaculate. He needs to come about. Yeah. Maybe another couple inches what he wanted there, but he's looking for position on the floor. Roll perfectly up for the 4, and the orange 5 should be a formality. Can't see any problems for him here, Chris.
No, in fact, I was just thinking, the way it's going, this could be the shortest competition Steve Davis has ever played at a table, isn't it?
Spent a lot of time last night playing against Vincent Fake, who's been very impressive in this tournament, in his Le Soleil Jaune. That's Golden Sun outfit, black and gold whisket. And you see Vincent Fake's fan club, the ladies in the crowd. As Davis just says, here mate, check, mate. An obsessive chess player. And a bit handy, 9-ball course. SD smacks it down. Goes 2-0 up in the second. Or as they say in Marseille, fool a conk. Go and look it up tonight and you'll have to speak to me again.
Steve Davis to break. Third rack.
So here we go. Third rack. Second set. Heading off for a very quick game of chess, I think. Doesn't matter, he's scratched here. I think Richard Brompton really faces the north face of the Eiger. Here's the break.
Well, watch that stab at the end. See, the cue past the middle pocket. That is the secret of it. The follow-through, like a Gower square cut. The bat's extension is going to be as extreme as it can. Or a darts player's throw, the fingers stretched. It is a very difficult break to master. It's the only way in this, Chris. You've got to get the break.
Oh, absolutely. And the problem is that Richard is so nervous, so much in awe of his opponent. And here's this miss that normally 999 times out of 1,000 he'd get that one.
You have to see it just gone back to that shot. That's one often miss at 8 ball, where you say, should I go for the kiss or should I go for the straight shot? And your mid-sight he takes over and you miss it.
And of course the other problem is that Steve is spending so much time at the table that Richard is not spending any time at the table, and he's almost ring rusty, isn't he?
Good phrase, kid. Pass you right to Roger. Here you go then. No bother on the orange, no bother on the green 6. There should be no bother on the black. This probably be over in the next 50 seconds. This rack, this to put him one rack away from the match. Again, that supercilious almost looked like the head boy of a school who's just had a stink bomb exploded under his nose, Davis. A figure of some awesome elegance in the sport. And look at that use of bottom. And watch where this one ends. I'll lay a pound to a penny. It lands an inch away from the cush. That is incredible.
There he goes, Steve Davis, superb play. Takes the third rack in the second set. He will be starting to think now about the opening pawn moves in the game of chess to come.
Oakland, California.
Steve Davis leads 1 set to 0, 3 racks to 0. Richard Brompton to rake.
Well, he says, this lad Brompton, that his favourite food is Indian, and he's going to need some really hot stuff to handle Davis here.
There's the old sit-down trick shot.
Could do without that white scratches, so Davis can replace anywhere he likes. The smiler, not.
Well, like a rabbit down the...
And that was almost a double insult to injury, lad. See how many other 9 was to the middle bag?
Absolutely.
It could be a set point and match point to Davis if he can sort his way through these. This is awkward queuing. No, sorry, silly me. He can place the ball where he likes. Come on, Sydney, get your head, Princey. Long yellow. Blue 2s sitting waiting. So the red 3, Chris.
Yeah, it's just going to be rattled through.
Now look here, Professor Carter. You want about me using the word tickle as being something more than a tickle, up to a punch, right?
Your version
Is
of
rattle
tickle
the word?
is a smack at 3,000 miles an hour.
Well, what's a rattle? Well, this is not going to be a visit to Blackpool. I think that Brompton is going to recall with any pleasure. Because SB don't give many chances.
Well, when he gets the chances, he doesn't take them.
He's about as open-handed as a Scotsman with his pockets sewed up with steel wire. This.
Do you think that, you know, rubs off on you Geordies being so close to Scotland then?
Carlos jogs without heats, bashed in, kid. Oh, he has not adjusted at all to either the pace of this table or the angles needed on these pockets. It's a very bad miss, and I can't see Davis missing. The 4 is nicely placed for a long shot to the other end of the table after this. Standard bridge, not the loop. And the weight, look at that. Well, I don't think Davis is going to throw anybody a rack in. No darts players chuck one in for an opponent who's having a bad time, but... Oh, Flukerama. But this goes, but it's got to be, there's only one strike on this. And he might have fluked it, yes. Well, I know that if you have 3 deliberate misses in this, you lose the rack, but if you have 3 flukes, you might win it. All happening here in Blackpool. Gobsmacking pool. Lots of fun here, the second fluke coming up. He means this to go in the jaws of the pocket, you see.
It was a deliberate up and down the table.
It hits the knuckle, yes, and imparts enough side to bring it back down the other end. Well, yes, Chris.
They play like that down in Hampshire.
Yeah.
Well, here's the plan. If it comes off, well, yes, yes. Suddenly Richard Brompton shows that he can play this game a little bit. He pulls one back in the second set, still trails.
Well, just watch this shot. He's been playing like a drain around the pockets, and then suddenly brings that one out. Round 9 in like a bullet. There's the smile at last.
Steve Davis leads 3 racks to 1, and by 1 set to 0.
Steve Davis winds himself up for a big break. 9 ball doesn't go too far, and I don't think anything's gone in. So, well, there is a light at the end of the tunnel for Richard Brompton.
Thin touch here. I think for safety, but in well, I think he's trying to play safe there, but in fact he has set it up with cue ball in hand for Davis now. The yellow one looks neat.
He's thinking about the red ball after all this. Third shot in the line.
Possible plant as well, red 9. If we start looking any further ahead, Chris, somebody's going to walk in with a crystal ball. Cue ball in hand means you can replace it here after scratch, or a foul you can replace anywhere you like on the table, unlike in 8 ball where you've got to go in the D or behind the head string. There's the one down. Blue 2 leaves blue 2 needs a thin tickle left. Now, what's he going to do here, Chris?
Well, it's I think it's well, he might go for
surely
red
he's not going to go red 9 in goes. Oh, that lovely use of the intermediate ball gets it out of the air. You can hit the low ball you have to hit, but clear on the other balls you want. Ideally the 9, of course. He's really relishing this game, isn't he, now? He's into 9-ball pool. Jimmy White and Alex Higgins, I've seen play this game, love it. Whack the balls around, have a good time. Davis adds his precise control of the cue ball to it. And I've got to say, I have to say this, first time I played this game at Sky Sports Studios 18 months ago, I beat Davis on a double. he would not happy.
Don't be silly, he gave you the game.
3-1 up. So Brompton here trying to stay in the tournament, and that is very bad luck. That double kiss means the angle to take the orange is blocked, so there's a grave danger here of set up. Maybe slightly fortunate. It's the brown over the pocket. The black shouldn't be any trouble. Into the long open pocket bottom left, and gently put a bit of top on to run on for a very easy 9 to save his bacon. This to bring it to 3-2 in the second set. Davis took the first.
And misses it. Would you believe it? A stick-up.
I don't know about a black glove. He gave himself the black spot there.
And he gave his opponent the game. Down he goes. Game, set, match.
Ladies and gentlemen, your appreciation, please, for Richard Brompton into the next round, Steve Davis.
We don't like praise the music. We don't like rock and roll. We just want to go to a movie show. Treat me all the time, you so sweet. Baby, I don't care. You know when I hard racing, we drive it late at night. I just want to pop with a light in the dark. Just want to hold you tight, you so sweet. Baby, I don't care. You don't know any dance steps that I do. No one else will love me, but I can do. I don't know why my heart breaks. I only know it does. I wonder why I love you, baby. I guess it's just because you're so sweet. Baby, I don't care. I don't know why my heart breaks. I only know it does. I wonder why I love you, baby. I guess it's just because you're so sweet. Baby, I don't care. You don't know any damn steps that I do. No one else will love me, but I can do. I don't know why my heart bleeds. I only know it does. I wonder why I love you, baby. I guess it's just because you're so sweet. Baby, I don't care. Baby, I don't care. Baby, I don't care. Baby, I don't care.
And the mercurial Romario, the magician of modern soccer, who did so much.